Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a great day. It's been a long day, it seems like. I spent most of the day in the recliner. So I thought we would read some ghost stories tonight for our members stream. Change it up a little bit. I found like 13 campfire ghost stories. Like the first one you guys probably have heard before, especially when you was growing up. It's about the hook on Lover's Lane. But there's one, I didn't read them because I wanted to read them with you guys. I just made sure they had the whole story, so right. There's one, it's called Under the Bed. I can't wait to read that one. Also, I probably won't be live in the morning because Skylar has to go to the vet and get her eardrops put in. And she won't have to go back for like 6 weeks. She's doing good though. She's taking her pain medicine every morning and every night. Doing everyday chores here. Well, when I got off my live stream, hey champ, when I got off my live stream, um, I swept my living room and done, my daily things. And then I kicked back in the recliner with my leg propped up. And I fell asleep listening to Catherine Knight documentary. Gosh, what a mean, mean woman. She is really mean. Hey, Alex. Lisa, I just love the tie-dye shirts you and Little Man made. I don't want to say his name on here. You may not want it said. There's a 1999 or thereabouts film called Campfire Tales, I think. It's good. I saw some kind of movie called that when I was looking up ghost stories. I'd like to watch that. I used to have this really cool book. It had a bunch of urban legend stories in it. Oh, it was great, but I don't know what I did with it. I need to order one. Let me give Champ a wrench. I know Champ well. They've been around for a long time. Okay. So let me get to my stories here. Let me get my phone set up so I can see my chat. Make sure we're on the live chat. I've noticed, hey Will, good evening. I've noticed if I'm not right up on my laptop, my mic doesn't pick up good. I'm going to have to order me a microphone. Okay. How do I get it turned sideways and still see my chat on my phone? I used to be able to do that. Oh, crap. Oh, Champ, well, I trust you. You've been around on my channel since I started for a long time. And in my Patreon for like, seems like a year. Hey, Misty. Good evening. Okay. Let me get to my ghost stories here. I'm not going to screen share. There's no need to. Okay. It said the first story is do not visit Lover's Lane. We got to do this again on Halloween. We got to have a Halloween party. Okay. A young couple went to the movies and stopped at the local Lover's Lane for some kissing. The boy turned on the radio to set the mood. Just as he reaches his arm around his girlfriend, a news bulletin warns of an escaped murderer who has a hook for a right hand. The man had escaped from a facility for the criminally insane. The boy thinks it will be funny to tease his girlfriend to scare her. He begins to tell her he is sure they are in a place the escapee might choose to hide. He goes on, terrifying his girlfriend. He hoped she would throw herself into his arms for comfort. However, his plan backfires. His girlfriend insists they leave right away. Reluctantly, the boy drives his girlfriend home. When she gets out, she begins to yell and faints. The young man jumps out, runs around the car, and there on the door handle is a bloody hook. I was trying not to laugh reading that. Hey, Cheryl. Oh, I understand. Enjoy your company. I'm just goofing off. I've heard that story since I was a kid. Okay, here's one I've not heard of. It's called The Unheeded Warning. A young lady was driving home after a long vacation. Sometime after midnight, a very heavy storm begins as she notices she is almost out of gas. She sees a sign for a gas station and convenience store and pulls off the interstate to fill her tank. The place is obviously open, but deserted, run down, and old. She almost drives on, but concerned she might run out of gas, decides to stop and get gas. As she pulls in, a tall man with a badly scarred face comes running through the rain. He pumps her gas, and the girl rolls down her window just enough to hand him her credit card. He grabs it and runs back inside. The scarred man comes back, tells her she will have to come inside because her card was denied, and hurries back inside without allowing her to respond. She really doesn't want to go inside and considers driving off without paying. However, she decides to go in very quickly, takes care of the bill, and take care of the bill and leave as soon as possible. Oh. When she gets inside, the man grabs her arm and tries to talk to her. His voice is rough and difficult to understand, and she thinks he may have had his voice damaged in whatever accident scarred his face. The man gets increasingly excited, and the young girl becomes more frantic. She finally wrests herself from his grip and runs back to her car, leaving the station as quickly as possible. She sees the old man through her back window yelling and gesturing her to come back, but she keeps driving. She turns on the radio to help her relax and sees something move behind her. She looks in the rearview mirror just as a man appears in the back seat holding an axe. That is the last thing she sees in this life. The scarred man at the gas station had been trying to warn her. Oh my gosh, how creepy. Oh my gosh, that is so creepy. That gave me chills. FBI the spy. Hey, what's up? Who is that? Who are you? What did your YouTube name used to be? Is that Tremaine? Tremaine, is that you? Yes, I think so. Oh my gosh, that's like a big fear of mine to be driving and someone be hiding in your back seat. Oh, that's so creepy. Thank God I don't got to go out tonight and put the animals up. I've done that. I'd be scared. I watch scary movies, guys, at night by myself, and then I'm scared to go to the bathroom. And me, like 40 years old. I swear. That is Tremaine. I see his picture. Oh, I'm getting a good laugh out of this. Oh my gosh. I get really scared when I come from the funny farm and I gotta cross the fence, and to cross, I gotta turn my back to the woods. That creeps me out. I always think of Friday the 13th. Hold on, guys. We got a little snoop wanting in the bedroom door. Ladybug. Hold on. He's laying there patiently. Come on, baby. Come on. Okay, sorry. Okay, the next one is the killer under the bed. Oh, thank you, Tremaine. FBI the spy. Uh, I do too, Sissy. Did set the house alarm and in the morning still scared. I know it. Don't you hate going to the bathroom and you're scared after watching a scary movie and you're afraid someone might be behind the shower curtain and you gotta look real quick? I do that. I used to be so scared of stuff under the bed and stuff grabbing my feet. I still sleep with the cover tucked under my feet, wrapped up. Okay, so the next one is the killer under the bed. A young girl's parents were going out for a night. Although she was still young, she thought she was too old for a babysitter. She begs to be allowed to stay home alone, even though her parents will be out very late. She promises to go to bed at her regular bedtime and calls her parents on her cell phone just before she settles down for the night to tell them she is fine and not to wake her when they come home. She will see them in the morning. She's almost asleep when she hears dripping noises. She gets up to see if it is raining outside, but the star and moon are shining brightly. She returns to bed, and as she closes her eyes, she hears the dripping noise again. Her hand is hanging out of bed, and she takes comfort when she feels a wet tongue lick it, knowing their dog is under knowing their dog is under her bed provides comfort. The dripping noise continues, and she finally decides she must know what it is. The young girl gets up, turns on the light. The noise continues as she keeps looking for the source. Finally, she looks in her closet. There hangs her dog, dripping blood, with a note that says, "Humans lick too." Oh my God, that is so creepy. Oh, I get chills when I read these. Oh, that is creepy. I've never heard that one before. Okay, let's scroll into the next one. Oh, that one really creeps me out. Yeah, that would creep me out. Champ says, "Thank goodness for my service dogs. Then I make them anxious." Yeah, my dog Skylar, she's scared of everything. She makes me anxious. I mean, she's scared when it rains hard. She's scared of the wind blowing hard. She won't walk by strange objects in the floor, like if I got a package or something in, I just sit at the living room floor. She won't walk by it. You got to move it. She's really weird, peculiar. Hey, sign on. Damn, that's creepy as fuck, she says. But wasn't that creepy? It gave me chills. Okay, so the next one is the ghost of Rest Haven. Aunt Lacey loved taking her niece, Felicity, on day trips. One of their favorite destinations was the beach. One summer day, the air was particularly refreshing, and the water a perfect temperature for wading. Aunt Lacy and Felicity became enamored with the little creatures they were finding in the tide pools, and all at once realized that not only was the sun setting, but it looked as if a very bad thunderstorm was coming. They quickly got in the car to head home. The storm was worse than Lacey had thought, and she was afraid to keep driving. She decided to pull off the road until the storm passed. But just as she was about to do so, Felicity declared, "Look, there's a place we can stay." Uh-oh. Sure enough, Lacey saw a sign on a large house, Rest Haven, rooms for rent, day, week, month. Feeling relieved, Lacey pulled in, parked, and they both ran to the porch as quickly as possible. A white-haired woman answered the door before they could even knock. She said, "I have been expecting you." Ooh. Although this seemed odd to Lacey, the woman had a pleasant smile, so she pushed her feeling of unease to the back of her mind and smiled back. The old woman gave them a hot meal and showed them to a warm, cozy room. The furniture was old and worn, but clean. When they awoke in the morning, they were eager to head home. There was no cell phone reception at the old house, and Lacey was sure Felicity's mom would be frantic with worry. They wanted to thank the proprietor, but she was nowhere to be found. They left a note taped to the door jamb with some money for their stay and left. A few miles down the road, Aunt Lacy's phone beeped, indicating she had a message or call. She stopped at a country gas station to call Felicity's mom and tell her they were on their way and okay. Lacey decided to fill her tank and buy some drinks. While paying for the gas and drinks, she made conversation with the attendant, telling him about their enjoyable stay at Rest Haven. Looking surprised, the man told Lacey and Felicity that the home had burned down years ago, killing the owner. They could not believe what they had been told, so they headed back to see. There was no house, but on the ground lay their note and the money. Creepy. That would creep me out. Ghost stories are easy. Real life news creeps me out, yet I read it every day. I know, Will. I'm the same way. Hey, Michelle. Hey, White Feather. Like, even though it upsets me, especially like the child abuse cases and stuff, um, I still read it. Still want to talk about it. That's something Mark doesn't get about my YouTube and stuff. He's like, "Why do you want to talk about that horrible stuff for?" I don't know. I can't explain it. I just like true crime. I always have. I've probably seen every episode of the old Forensic Files show. They got new Forensic Files episodes out now. So that was a creepy one. Not as creepy as the under the bed story. Here is one called A Final Performance. Callie was extremely tired and stopped at an old house with a sign declaring Oaks Inn bed and breakfast. The room was very comfortable, and she fell asleep as soon as she lay down on the bed. Callie woke up in the wee hours of the morning to the sound of a pianist playing Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Callie was a pianist herself, traveling to the next town for a concert, and was very impressed with the skill of whoever was playing. She glanced at the clock and wondered who and why someone would be playing the piano at 2 in the morning. She simply could not go back to sleep while the music was playing. She finally decided she must ask whoever was playing the music to stop so she could get some sleep. As she entered the dining room on the first floor of the inn, she saw a man seated at the piano in the corner. He was extremely handsome and dressed in a tuxedo, with his thin mustache and slicked back hair. He looked like someone from the roaring 20s. The man looked at her and said, "Well, Callie, here you are. I have been waiting for you for a long time." Callie was surprised that he knew her name, but felt enchanted by the tone of his voice. When she made no reply, for she was quite speechless, he spoke again. "Come sit with me, Callie." Unable to resist his command, Callie moved to the piano and sat next to the man. "Now, Callie, play with me." Callie felt a chill in the air and shivered. Unable to resist the man's command, she placed her fingers on the piano and then began to play the sonata together. As they played, they both faded out of sight as the music began softer and softer. At the last moment, before completely disappearing, Callie realized she had just played her last performance. That's creepy. That's weird. That's a weird one. That one, I didn't like that one. Oh my god. I guess like she was meant to go with that ghost. What in the crap? All I want to hear is sports and weather. Oh no, I don't want to hear any sports, and the weather is bad. I have been keeping an eye on that. Prayers for the people that's in the path of the hurricane. That's scary. Okay. The next one is prom night. This one may be good. Johnny left his friend's house late at night and headed down the dark country roads. It began to rain. Suddenly, Johnny saw the blurry image of a woman in a long white dress walking down the middle of the road. Johnny had to stop, so he asked the young woman if she needed a ride. Without saying anything, she got in, sat in the front seat. Since she was shivering, Johnny took off his coat and put it over her shoulders. After a few miles, the girl indicated again without speaking that she needed to get out at an old house. Johnny stopped the car and the girl opened the door. Johnny rolled down the window to ask for his coat, but the girl was gone. He left his car and walked to the door. An older woman answered, and he explained that he had forgotten to get his jacket from the young woman he had just dropped off at the house. The woman began crying and explained to Johnny that her daughter, on this evening 10 years previously, was on the way to her prom when she was killed in a car accident. She was buried in the cemetery up the road, in the exact spot where Johnny had picked her up. The next day, Johnny drove to the cemetery to confirm the woman's story. There, on the grave of a young girl, was Johnny's jacket. Oh my gosh. I've heard that one before. I've heard that one since I was little. Yeah, I'm with you, Shannon. No sports. We don't want to hear sports or politics. Jambo, this is creepy. Okay. The next one we got is Tombstone Terror. I gotta get a drink of Coca Cola first, though. Okay. Alan and Matt were ghost hunters. They would visit old cemeteries and see if they could stir up a spirit from an old tombstone. They set up their recorder on a particularly large and ornate headstone and prepared to begin. They were afraid to shine their flashlights on the stone to see the name engraved there, as trespassing in the cemetery at night was illegal. They had crawled over the fence at the rear of the cemetery to avoid the caretaker. Matt flipped the Matt flipped the on button on the recorder and said aloud, "We would like to speak to whoever lies beneath this stone." In response, all they heard was the scratching noise that seemed to come from behind the tombstone. With a calm voice, Alan said, "Please tell us your name." Again, the only response was a scratching noise. Matt said, "We only wish to speak with you. Please show yourself." Suddenly, both young men felt the air turn cold, and a tall, dark shadow rose from behind the tombstone. The shadow moved to engulf them. Alan and Matt had many encounters with spirits and were not afraid. Too late, they both realized the apparition meant them harm. The shadow swept down, engulfing them, and pulled them into the ground beneath the stone. The next morning, the caretaker of the cemetery found the recorder on the ground by the tombstone. He turned it on, and after each question, he heard the following response: "Yes, I am here. My name is never spoken by the living. If I show myself, it will be the last thing you will ever see. I got you both." Ooh, creepy. The caretaker quietly picked up the recorder, knowing he had the only evidence that someone had been in the cemetery and by that tombstone. He went to his tool shed and tossed the recorder into a pile with many others. Oh my gosh, that is creepy. I may never go ghost hunting now. Oh my goodness. How many more have we got here? Let me look. A couple more. Ooh, there's one called Don't Turn on the Light. We gotta do this on Halloween. We gotta have a pumpkin. We need to have a Halloween party. Oh, thank you, Light Feather. I get into these ghost stories. I really do. I've got to find that urban legend book and order it. I need the same one that I had before. Because, I mean, it like had tons of urban legends in it. I remember one of them was the urban legend, when someone flicks their lights at you, don't flick it back because they're probably crazy and they're going to turn around, hunt you down, and kill you. It was something like that. Okay. Let me get another drink. I got to quit smoking. Okay. What's this one called? A grave problem? Okay, two young girls, Maddie and Sue, were best friends who spent a great deal of time together. Maddie was spending the night at Sue's house when they decided to tell ghost stories. Maddie told a story she heard from her older brother about how if you stabbed a knife into a grave, the person buried there will reach out, grab you, and pull you into the grave. Oh, goodness. Sue did not believe the story. Maddie agreed, but said she was afraid to try it, even if it was just a story. Sue exclaimed, "I am not afraid. I would try it." Maddie called Sue's bluff, daring her to go to the cemetery down the road and prove that she was not afraid. Both girls went to the kitchen downstairs. They found a flashlight and a knife. Maddie decided her dare was silly and begged Sue not to go. But Sue wanted to prove the story was a hoax and that she was not afraid. Off they went into the dark night. Or off she went into the dark night. Maddie sat at the kitchen table waiting for her friend. 15 minutes passed, then 20. Finally, after 30 minutes, Maddie ran to her parents' bedroom, woke them up, told them what happened. She cried in her mother's arms as her father grabbed a flashlight and headed towards the cemetery. When he returned, he was pale and shaken. In a solemn voice, he told Maddie and her mother what he had found. There, on a grave, was Sue, dead with completely white hair. The police were called, and after listening to Maddie's explanation of why Sue was in the graveyard, the investigation determined the death was accidental. When Sue stabbed the knife into the grave, it went through the hem of her nightgown. Thinking she had been grabbed by the person buried there, she died of fright. Oh, God. Hey, Jermaine, thank you for the super chat. I heard the FBI guy is some big baller. He's not bigger than me. Your turn, FBI guy. Jermaine, you crack me up. I knew you was the FBI guy. Thanks for the super chat. You're sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're a cool cat, Jermaine. Jermaine likes messing with us. Um, have you ever saw that movie? It's about these people that danced on some graves at night, and then all this crazy stuff starts happening to them because, like, some of the graves they danced on was like um, the people that was buried there was not nice people. They were like crazy killers. Anyways, they all die except for one. The 50 next move, FBI. Jermaine, thank you, sweetie. You crack me up. There was an old Twilight Zone episode. It was set in Old West, just ended like that. Oh, really? I love the Twilight Zone. I also love Thriller. Boris Karloff hosts it. You can find that here on YouTube. That show never aired on TV, but it's kind of like the Twilight Zone, just like it's got same kind of stories. Thanks again, Tremaine. You rock. I hope you're liking your new job. Even though it's like Grey's Anatomy there. He is very generous. He's funny. I've always wanted to see grave dancing film. Yeah, it's pretty good, Cement Shoes. It's pretty good. I was always taught not to walk on graves at the cemetery. You don't walk right over where you walk around, you don't walk on someone's grave. My papa always told me that was disrespectful. So I've never done that. I've never walked on a grave in my life, ever. It's probably bad luck to walk on someone's grave, just to be honest. There's a guy, I think his name is Lamont at Large here on YouTube. He goes around to cemeteries, old cemeteries, the graves of famous people and stuff like that. He's real respectful. That's a good channel. You guys should check it out. He's got a lot of subscribers. His name's Lamont at Large. Me too, Cece. Yeah, it was for respect. Yeah, I was always taught you do not walk on a grave. I never have. I've never done that. Me too, Cece, but I believe the soul leaves the vessel. Yeah, but I believe there's spirits trapped on earth too. There are real ghosts. I mean, that's my belief. I do believe in the supernatural. Yeah. A lot of these ghost hunting shows are just fake on TV. But there are bad spirits out there and demons and stuff. That's for sure. I really believe there was some kind of demon in that house in Amityville, the Amityville horror story, for sure. That DeFeo guy, what's his name, DeFeo? He swears that there was something evil in that house. And the next family that moved in after those murders had a bad experience in that house too. Something was telling that man to kill his family. And then after they left there, everything was fine, you know? There was something about that house. I wonder if it's still like that. I'm sure somebody lives in it now. I've had experiences. I know there's ghosts and stuff. I've had experiences in where I live now. And I believe that Skylar has too. I think that's one reason she wasn't always scared of everything. Mark's uncle committed suicide, and Mark brought his stereo here. Um, it's one of those old stereos, play records on it, but it's big. It's got the big speakers. Skylar will go sit in front of that, directly in front of it, and howl and whine. So we thought it was because it's got like a shelf part on it with the glass. We thought it was the glass door. So we removed that and put that in the closet, and she still doesn't. She doesn't do it as much as she used to, but I always thought that was so weird. She'd just go sit in front of it and just whine, y'all. And Mark has been bad also to bring a lot of damn antiques in here. Like he bought these old photos at the flea market, black and white photos. I'm going to have to take pictures and show y'all. There's some pictures of some soldiers in it from like World War II, I believe. There's some pictures that's even older than that in it. And it's cool. I like stuff like that, but I don't like that stuff being in my house. That could have something attached to it, a bad entity or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to show y'all these pictures. I'd like to track down the original owners and give them to them. That's like a really personal item to have of someone that's passed away, is their pictures. I don't like it. They're actually laying right here in the floor. I got them right here in a bag. I've been meaning to put them up somewhere. Um. Anyways, let's see what Michelle says. I had two friends pass away, and I have dreams of two of them visiting me and just talking like old times. Not sure what that is, but it makes me feel better. Um. Well, y'all have heard me say I lost a boyfriend to suicide. I witnessed it. And I had a psychic tell me that like his spirit was like always attached to me, but in a good way. And I have saw him, you know, after he passed away, I was sober too. I was at living with my brother, was in the bathroom. I'd done my makeup. I was straightening my hair. And I just, you know how you just feel like someone looking at you sometimes? And I just looked over to the side and he was just standing there and he looked normal. It was nothing scary. He looked normal. And I blinked my eyes and then he was gone. And my brother's like, oh, that's just your imagination. Until my brother saw him one night. And here's the crazy thing about it. He did not die there. He died at his house, a different state. But we hung out there a lot. So I think that's maybe why. But anyways, my brother wouldn't let me keep any of his pictures there. My mom has the pictures still to this day. It really freaked him out because my brother said that he did not look normal when he saw him. That's why it freaked him out. And I believe my brother because he was trying to get a preacher to come up there and bless his house, I swear. And he had a Bible out on the kitchen table. And still to this day, he's got a Bible out on the kitchen table because of that. It really freaked him out. I've had many dreams of my great grandmother, and many times I look forward to them. Yeah. Jermaine, I love watching horror films and ghost hunting shows. For example, I like uh, hunting houses, haunted houses, and hotels. Yeah. I watched some kind of show on the Travel channel about people that's been haunted and stuff. Yeah. Spirits find ways to communicate with you. Do y'all watch that channel, Channel and Eric? I think that's what it's called. Channel and Eric. But this woman's son, he passed away, but he speaks through mediums. Y'all got to check out that YouTube channel. Hold on, I gotta get the link. Um, I don't know if people watching replay will be able to see the link because I set this stream up as unlisted and then I put it to public. And I've noticed when you do that, then the chat doesn't replay. Hey, she did a video on Shanann once. I actually believe this is the real deal, this channel. Y'all gotta check it out. Check out Channel and Eric. I'm trying to think of how her son died. I think he overdosed. I think he overdosed. She's like a doctor or something. But she gets these mediums. She says that her son started visiting family and friends after his death and began speaking to them. Y'all just got to check out the channel. I binged watched, and that's how I found out how the channel started and stuff. Have you ever like put something down in your house? Let's just say like your cigarettes and lighter, and you know where you set them down at, but when you go back to get them, they're gone, and you know for a fact, hey, I've not even been back in here to move them, and there's nobody around to move them. You ever had stuff like that happen? I have stuff like that happen. Cece, I have watched Channel and Eric for many years. Her son committed suicide. Oh, I thought he overdosed. I love that channel. She is a good woman. And I really hope those people are not taking advantage of her. But to me, it seems like it's the real deal. A lot of these psychics on YouTube, they're just completely fake. But I think this channel's the real deal. Oh, no, Light Feather, did he? I know it really, she was having a hard time with it, wasn't she? Hey, Baber, I'm listening. Just wanted to stop and say hi. Been super busy. Love you all. Give yourself a big SEC. Oh, thanks, Baber. I know the feeling. I've been super busy too. I've not had time to do anything really. I mean, today I rested, but I fell asleep listening about a psychopath, Catherine Knight. I fall asleep watching true crime documentaries. That's why I don't like to sit down. I fall asleep. I didn't know that he shot himself, Light Feather. Thank you, Baber. That was sweet. Thank you again. I hate to hear that. It's been a long time since I've watched the channel, and you know how my memory is. Um, but I do remember that she said after he died, he just started visiting family and friends. They did a reading on Shanann Watts. Y'all should go watch that one. I think she's done one on Kobe Bryant too. I haven't watched it in a while. It's been probably 6 months since I've watched that channel. Of course, I'm still subscribed. Hell, I'm subscribed probably to 500 or 600 channels. Swear. If I think somebody's a good person, I'll subscribe. Whether I'm there watching videos all the time, I'll still say stay subscribed. I try to support as many people as I can. That's what I do, fall asleep to documentaries. Yeah. Sometimes I'll fall asleep to YouTube. A lot of times I fall asleep to Adult Swim. Family Guy, American Dad. Those are my shows. Yeah, she was a non-believer and now she's changed her mind. Yeah, she didn't believe in all that supernatural stuff. I did know that. Do any of y'all watch Sloane Bella? I don't know what to think about her. Like, I know this is going to sound judgmental. Like, I was really liking her uploads until she started live streaming. It's like right when the pandemic started. And it's like she cusses, she says the F word like every other word. And I'm not putting her down for it, but that's just not my cup of tea. I don't enjoy listening to that. Yes, we cuss sometimes, I do. Um, but I try not to on here. I just think it looks bad to say the F word a lot in public like that. Bieber, I'm subscribed to 2,000 channels. Good night, Alex. Give the girls a kiss for me. Um, I'm subscribed to a lot of pet channels. I watch a lot of pet videos. I've not been lately. I need to get back in the routine. I just don't have time. I try to watch my Max TV. He's a cockatoo I watch. He doesn't talk a whole lot, and his haters say stuff about that. Hey, he gets shy on camera. It's like I get tongue tied on live stream. But I like to support the underdog, which he's got about 20,000 subscribers. But you get those smart Alex because he don't talk up a storm. I love watching Max. I've been falling asleep to soothing stories from the Bible and just soothing positive stories. I think it helps. Yeah, I watch Andy Griffith show every evening. And that helps me. I'm in the habit of it. I turn it on probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock every day, and listen to it till it goes off about 7. Whether I'm sitting there watching it or not, it's on my TV. I love the Andy show. I don't know why. I used to be in the habit of watching I Love Lucy, but after you've seen every single episode like 150 times, you got to change to a different show. Now I'll get tired of watching Andy, and then I'll pick me another older show. I used to watch The Golden Girls. I still do. And Roseanne's show. I love Roseanne. I'm subscribed to her YouTube channel. I probably had a YouTube account. Well, my Sunny Rooster account, that channel, probably since 2013. I've been watching like pet videos and stuff. I didn't even know there was like true crime community till the Watts case. I'm trying to curb my cousin. I get so mad sometimes. I know it. I do too, especially when I'm reading about this child abuse and stuff. I get really riled up. Makes me just want to cuss every breath. Like I could really say some really mean things about child abusers and pedophiles, sex predators. I mean, some really mean things. But I gotta hold it back. I don't want people to think I'm a psycho. If it's up to me, those son of a bitches would be tortured. Every one of them would be tortured for their crimes against children and the vulnerable. Be their punishment. Torture. Uh, I've been fascinated by live animal viewing channels. Some are in zoos and some are in the wild. So cool either way. Yes, I watch a lot of those too. I'm gonna tell you one that I watch. It's the what's it called? The rubbing beach one, where the killer whales come every day. They come by the cameras and they come into like the shallow waters into the pebbles and rub themselves, clean themselves. I guess get stuff off of them. I love watching the orcas. Orcas are one of my favorite animals. I like dolphins too. Mark is like really big into sharks. I remind him all the time. It's easy for a killer whale to kill a shark. It's been done before. I've seen it on video. I've seen a killer whale kill a great white on video. Or you twin, you swear a lot. I mean, I try not to swear a lot, but when I read about child abuse, I tend to. I'll have to check that one out, Cece. It's pretty cool. Yes, I just wish you had a closer view of them. But every night about the same time, I think it's about 7 my time, I can click on there and see them swimming by. I wish they had like an underwater camera. What else do I watch? Oh yeah, I've been watching the bears catch salmon. Been watching the bears fish. I want to get my chickens a camera where people can watch them live. Yeah, I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I think that would be cool. You can see how crazy Sunny's been acting. I got to do a video of the funny farm. I got something crazy I want to tell y'all about Sunny, but I'm going to save it for the video. Something I caught him doing. I had no idea. Well, I mean, I suspected he was doing this, but wasn't for sure. Maybe I'll get to do it tomorrow and tell you guys. Yeah, that would be cool. I'd also like just to have a trail cam and get video of all the wildlife that comes around. The deer, the coyotes. Set it up on this path down here. They come up. Or down by the river. That would be a good place to set it up because all the animals come there to drink. And then upload the videos to like a channel. I watched this one guy's channel, and that's what he puts up on his channel. He sets up a trail cam in the swamp, leaves it set up there for a while, then comes back and gets it and uploads the footage to YouTube. It's awesome. You see big alligators walking by, big cougars. I can't remember his name now. Did you catch him rolling up some weed? Uh, he needs to roll up some, Tremaine, and chill out. That little rooster's psycho. He's mean as hell. My he creates problems in my life. Okay. He makes my life difficult. But I took an oath to always take care of him, so and I'm attached to him even though he wants to murder me half the time. You never believe what I've caught him doing. It would blow y'all's mind. But roosters sometimes do this, certain breeds. I'll just tell y'all. I've caught Sunny sitting on the hen's eggs, nesting up there on their eggs. No joke. I had suspected that he had been over there around the eggs sitting on them because some roosters will sit on eggs. Because I had found some feathers laying on top of some eggs a few different times. His feathers. His green shiny feathers. Yeah. Well, last week I got to noticing when I would shut them up that he is up there on that top shelf on their little nest. Well, you didn't get the sperm from me, twin. I'm an angel. we are. Are y'all talking about going on vacation? They say something about a boat. I'm like, what the hell? I need a vacation. Oh my gosh, what time is it? I gotta get off here. I gotta get off here and get to bed. Um, Mark said I didn't have to go to the vet with Skylar in the morning, but I feel like that I should because she'll be freaking out. That vet messing with their ears. I need to get this vet on video because if Skylar starts howling, he'll start howling with her. He's like, this vet is funny. He is really cool. He likes the animals too, you could tell. I hope she has a different experience this time. I mean, last time she was in pain. Plus, I want to stop at the Overlook and get some video footage to show you guys. Show you guys how pretty it is where I live at. You know, it is pretty country. It's prettier in the fall time though. Well, guys, I guess I'm gonna get off here. Go let my dogs out to potty. Go watch some Adult Swim. I will try to do a live stream tomorrow, maybe when I get back. It shouldn't take long. Because there's a crazy true crime case I want to talk to y'all about. It involves TikTok videos too. I just ran across an article about it today. It's really interesting. But anyhow, if not, maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow evening if I can't do one tomorrow morning. Anyways, y'all have a good night. Thanks for coming to Ghost Story Night. We're going to have to do it again. We're going to have a Halloween stream. But I need another YouTuber up here with me and do a Halloween stream and be in costume. I think that would be fun. Tell ghost stories. Anyways, good night. I love y'all. Be safe. Be kind. Peace. I've had fun.